quickly this. Okay, all right, perfect. So again, thank you guys for joining. This is our analysis from the last analysis we had on C1000. If you watched it or if you in the session, you will realize that we marked the zone after this stop hunt. So if you notice, even though price came back up, they did not take out these highs here. So for me, that already shows that this pattern has got a high probability of now playing out. Of course, we wanted it to happen here because here you actually see we had this nice retracement, a rejection close below the 13, but price still failed to follow through. So they came up, took out these highs, attempted to get to this high, but they didn't. So for me, this is actually a market structure here, which we have. So I'm anticipating a sell all the way to that gray zone on the bottom. But before we get there, I still want to see price break this level, take out liquidity, retrace, possibly give us another chance to enter this trade. Then we can sell it all the way to this gray zone or all the way to the 200 EMA. But we'll just see how price will be playing along. So the bearish bias I have, again, it's still coming from this retracement. And that gray zone we're mentioning, you can see is the zone on the daily time frame. So if you were following the analysis, then everything should be making sense. So we are trading a retracement on the daily time frame. Retracements to this impulsive move here. So we'll most likely get a retracement, then price push up. Again, we mentioned last week that if we are to have a retracement and if price is to continue pushing up, then this will be an impulsive move. So we run a fib. So price will most likely get to the gray zone. Why the gray zone? Because one, it's a support zone. It was a resistance zone which was broken and retested here. So now it's currently a support zone which can still be retested and price can potentially continue to go up. So it's also lying on the 38.2 fib retracement level, which gives us a target. So if we're selling, that's our target. They might go deeper into these levels. That's possible. But for now, if we can get that drop to the gray support zone, that will be a perfect trade. If we jump to M15, M15 is where we look for a pattern. So from M15, you notice that we've got this highest high and this last order block here. I'll use this whole range as an order block because I believe if we go to the H1 or M30, this whole area is an order block. So this is the first break, meaning we can still get that retracement back up here. That's why we only have one sell. We don't want to scale in now because price can simply retrace. In other words, this is also like an impulsive move for today. So wherever they start to retrace from, we are going to run a fib. If they start to retrace from here, we'll run a fib and the fib will line up with our point of interest. So wherever they retrace from, we should also run a fib and take a short-term sell. So that's my view on C1000. Going to C300 again. These guys, when I checked this setup, I was like, I hope somebody caught it because I remember we had marked these 2 points of interest. This area here, where price attempted to actually reject and failed. They continued up right into our, okay, what happened? Okay, something is happening to my screen, just a moment. All right, so they continued to push up into this area, which we had also marked. So we had this zone and we had a zone within a zone, as you can see, and price came and gave like a sniper sell right there. I hope somebody caught it because when we had our Zoom session, I think price was somewhere here. The day was still beginning and we're still waiting for price to come up. So hopefully somebody caught this. Looking at it today now, do we have a bias? Price is still trading within this day's range. So in terms of bias here, before we even go to the daily, there is no directional bias. Price is actually trading within a range. So anything in the middle is usually low probability unless it's a pattern forming from the top side. So for now, to actually trade this, we need to wait for price again to come back to the top side. Excuse me. So I'll just extend this zone. And on the bottom side, this looks now like it's an invalid zone. So we remove it. and we mark the bottom side. So for today, this is the range we are working with. It's either we're going to get sales right on the gray zone there, right here, or price will slightly come above, then come back inside. Once they do that, just know that the price will come to the other side. 80% to 90% of the times, price will come back to the other side. Or price will drop, then we can look for sells if we break this level. So anything in the middle won't be clear because this pattern is right inside the range. But if we get something here, or if we get something here, then I'll be looking forward to execute. So I'll let you guys know as the day progresses. Coming back to C1, it's in motion. We spoke about that. C500, I'm not sure again if anybody caught it yesterday, but I did not have anything. You can see from the markings on my chart, I did not have any future markings from the day we had the Zoom. The day we had the Zoom, I think it was here on Saturday. I remember it was Saturday. Then Sunday, I did not even attempt to look at this. So let's see in terms of directional bias where this price is going. So currently we are within the Thetan EMA. We are literally on both sides. This also means that in terms of direction from the past, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 days, there's no direction here. This is almost a range, although it's almost like an upward channel, something like that. But let's drop to the smaller time frames. Let's see. Oh, C5, you missed your sell limit. Was it today or was it yesterday? Let us know there. Was it today or was it yesterday? So for me, right now, I do not have any bias on the daily. Dropping down to H4, possibly we can sell from this high here. Okay, let's see. Oh, yesterday. Okay, but that was a nice sell yesterday there. Your sell limit was on what price? Let me know your sell limit, bro. Your sell limit was on what price? Was it right here on this zone here? Or where was it? Right. So continuing, whilst we wait for my brother to respond. Okay, we've got an upward channel here, just like a higher low. We've got this low. We have this low here. Price came to the equal lows, right? So it's sort of showing that it's pushing up. Here we had a break of an order block. And price pushed up, we broke structure. So there is possibility that we could actually push up. But at the same time, we also have like a dynamic resistance zone slightly above here. So we are still not yet sure whether this price wants to be bullish or they want to hit this zone right there and still push down, since this looks like it's a channel. Okay, 43.98. Let me check where your sell limit was. 43.98. Okay, somewhere there. So I'm assuming it was, oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, wrong time frame. 43.98. Oh, it was up. Okay. Why am I getting confused here? 43.98. Okay, there we go. Okay, here it would have also depended with where you were looking at it from. So possibly it was this order block, because from this price action we have the order block I can see is this one, and that order block was on for 43.98. If that was your order block, let me tell you how you could have traded this, because you guys should understand price does three things when it's coming back to your zone. Okay, I'm not sure why you didn't get activated here, because here it looks like it actually tapped in, unless you're waiting for another retest of the zone. Because if we zoom in here, you see there's actually a wick just above 43.98 if this was your setup. But anyways, price does three things. So after a break of a zone, right, when price is retracing, either it will stop before the zone, it will stop right on the zone. That's the second part. And the third part is it will pass the zone slightly and then drop. Those are the three things which happen. So we are not sure what exactly will happen until it happens. So in this example, after this break, TDI is now below the yellow baseline. So we've got confirmation of a bias, right? Or of an intraday bias for that particular day. We've got confirmation that most likely we can sell. So we look to the left, we see that we've broken an order block on the H1. We notice that we are trading below the 13 EMA. This is confirming, these are all confirmations to the bias we have. So soon as we have a conviction that, okay, we're actually going down, we're going to look for confluences where price can retrace to. So the first thing here was the order block. Then we had the moving average. Then we also like had a fair value gap in the fair value gap in here. So again, in terms of fair value gaps, people always ask like, how do I know which fair value gap is going to be respected? So most of the times, the fair value gap which is respected is the one near the order block or the one which lines up with an order block. So if you notice in this example, price actually came back into this fair value gap here. You can see these two candles here. So price is in your fair value gap. Price is trading below the 13 EMA, below the yellow baseline, and it has tapped the order block. You literally have more than 4 confluences right there. So the only thing you can do in this particular example is, if you're not sure, wait for your H1 to close. So your H1 closes here. Take your sell there. Then put your stop loss outside the range or outside the zone. Once you do that, the only thing you can do is wait. Either price will still come back, take you out. Sometimes it will take you out, then it will drop. Sometimes it will just play out like it did. So I'm sorry you missed that setup, but again, this is how you could have attempted it. You could have also just marked the current lows for that day and waited for a breakout and a potential retest. So sometimes you get a breakout and a retest, sometimes price will just break out. So if we just zoom into that area, let me get the exact price, 43.77. So this is just some of the things you have to do even if you buy yourself. Let's say you've missed an entry, because sometimes you miss the entry, you won't be on the charts the whole day. Maybe you come and you notice that price is broken that level there. So what you simply do is, isn't we're anticipating a potential break and a retest. So I want to try and zoom in right on that area there. If you notice from a smaller time frame, let me extend that low. 43.77, 43.77. At some point, that was yesterday's lows. Before the price actually continued dropping, it was the low, right? So if you have a bias, sell bias, you've missed your entries at the top here, or you are still not sure, because remember, price was also bouncing off a dynamic support. We've got a 200 EMA right there, and price is bouncing, and you're thinking, I'm not sure of a sell. Maybe price wants to go up, right? So let's say you just had that idea. If you see them break the current low now, nice solid candle, a break and a close below. On a smaller time frame, you can see we get that retest. So if you're on PC, you can jump down the time frames. Like I always say, check your 5-minute time frame, check your 3-minute time frame, check your 2-minute time frame. At some point, things will just line up and you get the retest. So here on the 5-minute time frame, you can see after that break, we were held by the 800 EMA, which was a dynamic support zone, but we got the retest we wanted. So there's nothing, if you're not sure, guys, there's nothing wrong with just having one position. So once you have your one position and you see price going towards your bias, then you can scale in quickly there, just minimize your risk. Then I'm sure this trade actually played out like 1:2, 1:3, and you could have targeted this level. I think it was the previous day's low or something, and your setup would still have been valid. So it doesn't mean that if price takes off from a point of interest or from the best entry, we can miss out on the trade. We can still catch the trade. So you can see even after this, this was the actual move. So in 1 hour, you could have secured your profits right there. This was the previous day's low, and that could have been your target. This was a liquidity area that could also have been your target. Again, we've got a break and a retest. Or you see this order block here, if we are to draw it into the future, you'll simply see that it's also another break and a retest. And that's also another point of interest. So all the zones you mark in the past, extend them into the future. Once it gets respected, just know it's a valid zone. Once it gets disrespected, delete it. That's the best way you can also approach this chart. So I did a lot of talking there. So Looking at it today, my points of interest, I would say, like I said, it looks like we are in a like a channel of some sort. So I would mark the highs and the tops and the bottoms of the channel. So most likely we can get a setup, a best setup somewhere at the top here. You can see we also have the 800 EMA there, which is a dynamic resistance. We also have the previous day's high, and the day before that, the highs are on the same area. So this point here is a point of interest right there. So again here, a few things can happen. Price can decide to do this. They can come up here. If we get a reaction here, we can still take a sell. Most likely they're going to trap above and trigger buy stops. So we need to see if they will react here. If they react here and still come below the zone, just know it's a sure sell. But if they react here, come below, then come back above, just know that they might actually be continuing up. So this is just a framework of what to work with. If they come to the gray zone and reject, we can look for a sell. If they don't do that, they come slightly above and reject and come back below the zone. That's a high probability sell, and this will be the target. So you can see we've got this zone and we've got these highs. So within that channel, these are the only points we can work with. So let's say for some reason they don't get up there, they don't get to the top here, they just start selling from here. For us to start selling, first thing is we need a confirmation of the trend. So we still need price to come close below the 13 EMA for us to get safer sells. There's nothing wrong with selling from the top even here, but your safer sell always happen when price is below the 13 EMA on H1. So if you're day trading, this is for day traders. If you're day trading, I always say make sure the H1 is your best time frame for your daily trend, your trend on that particular day. You cannot sell if your price is above the 13 because chances are the price will continue pushing up. You can sell when you're below the 13 because chances are price will most likely go down. But again, remember this will be coming from your daily bias. All right. So for C500, that's my point of interest at the top there. I'll just wait and see what happens. B500, yesterday, when I looked at the charts, I think it's the only thing I looked at. You can see I marked it here. So whatever is marked, just know I was paying attention to it. So I noticed we're slightly pushing up, broke a structure here. Then I realized the time I looked at the charts, this was the lowest low. So this was my order block. You see there's a red line. So I was waiting for price to bounce off here for me to buy. But if you notice, that didn't happen. And I don't think I stocked this anymore. Since it was a Sunday, I didn't really follow up on price. But what happened is price extended the low right into our zone from the previous day. You notice this zone here? It's a significant zone because price is broken and retested. That means chances are in the future we can use it to determine where price is going. If we had come below here, we would have known that price is most likely continuing down. But here you can see we just came and tapped. By tapping this, now that was the lowest low. And here the order block was way above. So how you could have traded this is you would have noticed that price came and left a level, then came back below. Then from this level here, they did not take out the low. Once a low is not taken, just know that they are done with the day. They are done with stop hunts. They are done with faking out. And we also have a W pattern. Excuse me. So your buy will either be at the break of this level, the retest of that level, or at the break of this level if you want a safer buy. A safer buy would have been this one because this was the only visible order block after this lowest low was set. I hope we are together there. So you could have taken your buys here, safer buys, but if you understand price action, you would have known that you could have actually taken your buy here or here. These are actually scale-ins. You can add here, then you can target 10, 20, 30, 40 pips depending with how the market structure was. So this is how you could have traded that. Then coming into today, what am I looking for? So from M15, I don't have anything much here to use. I go to the daily. Daily, this is what we'll see. So on the daily now, remember we've been bearish. B500, we've been bearish. We've been selling for the most part. And we were looking at this level Price came, respected it once, but broke it. So this could be a retest for a continuation down. Just because you can see with the way they've been moving, this is a strong selling trend. So we don't really want to buy against what a higher time frame is doing. All right. If we do get a buy, remember it's a short-term buy because we're trading against the trend. I always mention that. So today I don't think I'll take anything here, but I'm watching this level here. You see this level, the candlestick bodies in the week, these two black lines here. That's my point of interest. When price gets there, that's when you hear me start talking of buying B500. So for now, I don't think I've got anything. Just based on the daily and how it's been moving, I do not have anything to use. Going to B1000, we had a nice buy the other day here after our analysis. I hope you guys caught it. Nice buy. We were targeting this zone. Price came here, and I let you guys know that from here, our setup is complete. If you want to hold, you can hold. But again, for you to hold, price is to break a zone and retest. Right? We just try to keep it like keep the market structure simple as possible. So in terms of buyers, I think this was selling as well for quite some time. Yeah, we were selling back to the 13 EMA. And the reason we bought on this day is because we were bouncing on the 13 EMA and we managed to catch a short-term trade. B1000 can follow what B5 is doing. From these candles, you see that we've been bearish, right, for the past couple of days up until the week of yesterday. You see this candle here. If we go to B500 on the daily, sometimes it's just a matter of seeing these patterns form because they form on multiple assets. Usually, after this, you can see there's always a continuation in the same direction of the trend. And worse still, this is on the daily time frame. So again, B1000 is on the daily, but we can only buy. Let me stress that out. We can only buy or start looking for short-term buys if the current daily candle turns bullish. That will be the only reason we can buy. Because remember, this is the 16,000 area. We've been getting nice setups all the way from mid or early May. We've been getting nice setups around this 16,000 area. So we are back on that area again. So if the current daily candle turns bullish, we'll be actively looking for a short-term buy. Besides that, this price looks like it's bearish and it will most likely continue trickling down. Maybe we'll see how they act after they take out the liquidity there. But again, as long as we are below the 13 EMA, I would say we are still in a selling motion. So I'll leave this on the daily so that I can keep checking it every now and again. I don't know if there's any questions. I'm only left with step index. Let's see how C1 is doing. Right, C1, we're still waiting for that retracement into our point of interest. We need that retracement into our zone here, then we can look for more sells. That's where we're going to add our sells right there. All right, step index, going to the daily. We came, took out liquidity, we retraced aggressively. We dropped, tested these levels. So again, two things can happen here. This could be a W pattern for a retracement back into the gray zone you see above there. That's possible. If we are to sell, we simply need to wait for the current day's candle to go bearish. Once it turns black, or depending with your colors, we're looking for price to come all the way to this liquidity. You see, for now, we took out this. As soon as we took it out here, we retraced. So now, if we do break it, so we might bounce, but now if we break, we will most likely come towards this liquidity, which is these lows here. So if you understand where price is most likely going, and if you see it going there, then you can execute. Of course, after getting your pattern on a smaller time frame. So based on the daily, we can get a continuation down, we can get a retracement. Based on the 4-hour, we've got like a W pattern here. So price can still most likely get to the gray zone above, which I mentioned, or we can come to these highs here, which is also possible. So for now, like there's nothing high probability yet. Currently, price is trading above the 13 EMA, which gives this an intraday buy bias. We've got a nice imbalance here, which I see, or fair value gap. Okay, just need to take, okay, let me finish up, then take this go. I've got a fair value gap here. Price can still push up, so that is sort of giving us that bullish bias. We've got a broken structure to the left. Price can come down, retest. We also have an order block right here. Right, so again, from here, you can get price do this, you can get price do this, or you can get price do this. So that's why we've got this order block in place. It sort of gives us a guideline of what to do if price does it. Right. So the only thing we can do here is wait. But intraday, maybe look for buys until the zone at the top here. But I won't be executing anything on step. Then last but not least, J10. J10, nothing too solid here. You can see this range we have. Again, we're saying if we came back below, we can look for sells. But it looks like price is still bouncing off the 13 EMA there. It's acting as a strong dynamic support. So we can only sell this inside this range if we come below the 13 EMA. But otherwise, if we get a close above this gray zone, which is this range we have, I think we can continue looking for buys here. But I'll let you guys know tomorrow after today's candle closes. In terms of buyers, I've got nothing for now. So I'll talk more about this tomorrow. So I think that's it from me today, guys. In the afternoon, we might have New York session. If I see a setup, we might have our analysis. We might have a live trading session for New York actually in the afternoon. If you know, we only trade New York session. So I'll let you guys know though. But again, it's a Monday, so I might not decide to trade. But I'll let you guys know if I'm streaming live, then you guys can join. So that's it from me today. If I do have any other views, I'll let you guys know. But for now, our setup is C1000, and we're going to actively stoke and add positions if this setup holds. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. If you still have questions, please drop them in the Telegram group. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Then if you still have other discussions, we can talk on Telegram as well. So thank you guys for making time. I'll drop this video on YouTube just now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.